Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying into the wild, wind-swept moors of Yorkshire to explore one of the most haunting and controversial love stories ever written. Emily Brontë, Wuthering Heights. Forget everything you think you know about classic romance. This isn't a story of sweet courtship and happy endings. This is a story about a love so fierce, so all-consuming, that it becomes a destructive force, leaving a trail of broken lives and bitter revenge in its wake. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into the dark and passionate world of Catherine Earnshaw and Heathcliff. Our story begins when a kind-hearted gentleman, Mr. Earnshaw, brings a young, mysterious boy he found on the streets of Liverpool back to his isolated farmhouse, Wuthering Heights. He names him Heathcliff. While Mr. Earnshaw's son Hindley immediately despises the newcomer, his daughter, Catherine, forms an instant, inseparable bond with him. They are two halves of the same soul, wild and untamed, spending their days running free on the moors, their connection deepening into a love that defies all social convention. But their idyllic childhood is shattered when Mr. Earnshaw dies. Hindley, now the master of the house, reduces Heathcliff to the status of a common servant, subjecting him to constant abuse and humiliation. Despite this, Catherine and Heathcliff's love remains the one constant in their lives. They believe they are destined to be together, that their souls are intertwined. This is where things start to get complicated. Just next door lives the Linton family at Thrushcross Grange. They are everything the Earnshaws are not: refined, wealthy, and civilized. After a dog attack leaves Catherine injured, she spends 5 weeks recovering at the Grange, and she returns a changed woman. She's been introduced to a world of elegance and social standing, and she's captivated by the handsome and gentle Edgar Linton. This sets up the novel's central conflict. Catherine finds herself torn between two worlds and two men. There's Heathcliff, the embodiment of her wild, passionate nature, her soulmate. And then there's Edgar, who represents security, social acceptance, and a comfortable life. In one of the most famous scenes in literature, Catherine confides in her housekeeper, Nellie Dean, that she has accepted Edgar's marriage proposal. When Nellie asks why, Catherine explains that it would degrade her to marry Heathcliff. What she doesn't know is that Heathcliff is hiding in the shadows, and he hears only that one devastating line. He does unstay to hear her declare her true feelings. "My love for Linton is like the foliage in the woods. Time will change it, I'm well aware, as winter changes the trees. My love for Heathcliff resembles the eternal rocks beneath, a source of little visible delight, but necessary. Nellie, I am Heathcliff. He's always in my mind, but it's too late." Heartbroken and feeling utterly betrayed, Heathcliff vanishes from Wuthering Heights without a word, leaving Catherine distraught. 3 years pass. Catherine marries Edgar and becomes the mistress of Thrushcross Grange. Her life is comfortable, but there's a hollowness to it, a constant ache for the one she truly loves. And then, one day, Heathcliff returns. But he is not the same boy who left. He's now a wealthy, polished, and dangerously cold gentleman. His sole purpose, revenge. Heathcliff's return throws everyone's lives into chaos. He systematically sets out to destroy those who he believes wronged him. He preys on Hindley's alcoholism and gambling addiction, eventually winning ownership of Wuthering Heights itself. He marries Edgar's sister, Isabella, not for love, but as a tool to inflict pain on the Linton family, treating her with unimaginable cruelty. The tension between Catherine, Heathcliff, and Edgar becomes unbearable. Catherine, caught in the middle of this emotional storm, finds her health, both mental and physical, rapidly deteriorating. She is tormented by her choices, unable to live with Edgar but unable to be with Heathcliff. her passionate nature cannot survive in the prim and proper world of the Lintons. In a climactic, heart-wrenching confrontation, Heathcliff sneaks in to see a gravely ill Catherine. They have one final, furious, and passionate meeting where they blame each other for their shared misery, yet cling to one another, their undying love as palpable as their pain. Shortly after this encounter, Catherine gives birth to a daughter, also named Catherine, and then she dies. You might think her death would end the cycle of hatred, but you'd be wrong. For Heathcliff, it's just the beginning. Catherine's death doesn't bring him peace. It plunges him deeper into a dark obsession. He is haunted by her ghost, begging her to torment him for the rest of his life, just so long as she doesn't leave him alone. The second half of the book shifts focus to the next generation, who become pawns in Heathcliff's long and bitter game of revenge. He manipulates and abuses Catherine's daughter, Cathy, Hindley's son, Hareton, and his own sickly son, Linton Heathcliff. His goal is to gain control of both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange, uniting the properties and dispossessing the children of his enemies. He forces a marriage between young Cathy and his own son Linton, ensuring he will inherit the Grange upon Edgar's death. Heathcliff's cruelty seems to know no bounds. He raises Hareton Earnshaw, the rightful heir of Wuthering Heights, as an illiterate farmhand, mirroring the same humiliation he himself suffered at Hindley's hands. He succeeds in his twisted plan, becoming the master of everything, yet he finds no satisfaction in it. He is a man utterly consumed and hollowed out by his own vengeful quest. But amidst all this darkness, a glimmer of hope emerges. After the death of Heathcliff's son, a tentative relationship begins to form between the young, spirited Cathy and the rough, uneducated Hareton. Initially, Cathy scorns him for his ignorance, but she eventually sees the kind heart beneath his rough exterior. She begins to teach him to read, and in doing so, they start to heal the wounds inflicted by the previous generation. Their growing affection is a gentle, restorative love, a stark contrast to the destructive passion of Catherine and Heathcliff. Watching them, Heathcliff begins to lose his will for revenge. He sees echoes of his Catherine in young Cathy's eyes, and he sees a reflection of his own younger self in Hareton. The past is literally coming alive before him. His obsession with the dead Catherine intensifies, and he starts to see her ghost everywhere. He stops eating, and his desire for earthly revenge fades away, replaced by an all-consuming yearning to be reunited with his one true love in death. Eventually, Heathcliff is found dead in Catherine's old room, a strange, joyful smile on his face. He is buried next to her on the moors, finally at peace. The local villagers claim to see their ghosts wandering the moors together, finally free to be with each other. The novel ends with young Cathy and Hareton, now in love and set to be married, representing a new beginning and the triumph of love and forgiveness over hate and revenge. So, what makes Wuthering Heights so enduring? It's a novel that challenges our very idea of love. Is the obsessive, selfish, and destructive passion between Catherine and Heathcliff truly love, or is it a form of madness? The book doesn't give us easy answers. It presents love as a primal, elemental force, as wild and untamable as the moors themselves. It's a story about social class, revenge, and the idea that hatred can be passed down through generations, like a curse. But ultimately, it's also a story of redemption, showing that even after decades of bitterness and pain, a new generation can choose a different path of kindness, forgiveness, and healing. Wuthering Heights is not a comfortable read, but it is an unforgettable one. It gets under your skin and stays there, forcing you to question the nature of love, hate, and what it truly means to be human. What do you think? Is the love between Catherine and Heathcliff romantic or toxic? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.